I had to turn this on. Silly me. Yes, my fake candles, because I've been known to set things on fire. We'll see. We'll see. Better. Okay. Hi, you guys. How are you? I had some time. I was able to come on live. I'm so glad to be here. I can always feel you guys asking questions in the ethers, and if I have answers, I can answer them. I put that together. But this has been. What a week this has been. I mean, it's just week after week after week. But after everything we covered last time, it's like a month has gone by of stuff. But believe it or not, it's still all related. This full moon, this is like peak full moon. This is peak Joe Biden. Peak stuff of his presidency from where he started and where he's going, and this imagery, like I finally got it, was finally able to pull that together. So we're going to be talking about a lot of things. We're going to pick up where we left off last week. I'll give you a brief summary on that. To the major things that happened this week, because so much is happening around the globe. I've been saying a lot on Twitter lately, you guys, there's so much going on internationally. That's where you want to look for your clues and cues as to what's happening. And the capper, the beautiful capper, was that balloon. I am just stunned because it all comes together. Okay, let me say hello to you guys. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Hi, Gretchen and Ellen and Beth and Marjorie. Gma, Denise, more paper. Just Joy, Beth, Connie, Jessica. Jan, Your Majesty. Joanne. Michelle. Happy early Valentine's Day. Thank you. William made it live. Welcome, William. Just Joy, Denise. Oh, thank you, Impish. Oh my gosh. I wish I could remember. Impish, said something so hilarious in the last chat. I was like crying. I think someone was saying that they had a MAGA neighbor that was mad about her flags. And I think, Imp, you said something about, well, they should just raise the moron flag or something like that. I know, it's so out of context, but that was hilarious. Hi, Earth Mama, Mountain Dancer, Nancy Lee. How are you guys doing? Hi, Queen, what a nice price. Thank you, thank you. I'm so glad to see you guys. I cannot believe it's been another week. And you know what? I got to turn on this light. It's just, it's so dark, but this is, anyway. So, I'm so glad they shot that balloon down. There are people who are really, really upset about that balloon. Oh my gosh. Okay, where do I start? I'm just going to tell you about a story about this little image. So last year, we're coming up to the year anniversary of Russia's invasion into Ukraine, okay? And about that time is when I started seeing POTUS. Well, I started seeing a body like face down in the water in like a harbor. And I think that was probably like maybe last spring, but it was kind of like a summery day. The sun was high, it was warm, but then as this vision kept coming to me, then it was all the boats in the harbor were gone. And I think that's like when a lot of the boats were taken away and the sanctions came on the oligarchs. And then that happened. And then I finally realized nobody's coming for this body, but it's still there, face down. He's like not got a shirt on, but he's got like camo pants on and boots. And I realized it's POTUS. Just left for dead. And so now it's like getting later into the summer, into the fall. And then his body was like still there. No one's claiming it. Well, then something else happened, and I described that in one of the lives. I don't know if like that was a verification, like the body got rolled over and it was him. But anyways, the last time I talked about this vision, I'm like, you guys have been having this vision that when he was in this water, it was like now he was kind of like upright. So if you want to think of like a person upright and like standing, I don't want to say he's walking on water or anything like that, but he's kind of like standing up like on the water, kind of like up above this horizon here. But you can only see like the background, the outline of him. And this scene actually is very gray now. It's very overcast. It's, before sunset, but it's later in the year. And it's like everything is gray. The lake is gray. The clouds are gray. The mountains are gray. And then he just kind of evaporates into the air. Poof. It's not that like poof, I'm gone, like I'm doing a magic trick. It's just that he just evaporated. And then that was it. And I'm like, okay, well, he's, gearing up to go for round 2 over here. And so then I'm like, oh, I get this now. The full moon reveal from peak to peak. This is peak Biden stuff. So if we want to think of this, like our Pluto return last year, 2022, we had 3 Pluto returns. It was literally the nation USA giving birth to itself again. It's made brand new. It's renewed. It's like our old horoscope. It exists. Yeah, that is our horoscope, our chart that describes our nation and where she's going and her place in the world. Well, she was reborn. Pluto is that planet of life and death transformation. So as we hit 2022 with our Pluto return, it's like the entire, like with the GOP, I keep saying the playbook has changed. They're still playing by the old playbook, but it's not working because the way the Pluto return chart was set up is that it kind of pierced that balloon. There's nothing left there to gaslight us anymore and lie. It's like everybody sees right through everything. So this first Pluto return in 2022 happened February 20th. So we're just going to do Pluto return number 1. That was on February 20th. I think it was 2 to 4 days later, Putin invades Ukraine. So we've had this full year now. And now, like recently saw him kind of like above the lake and in this figure that just kind of evaporates. Well, we're coming up to the year of our Pluto return, which is this peak over here, okay? So let's just say like February 20th or so. And so what's happened now, this is POTUS's magnificence, okay? This first peak, we're going to have this full moon in Leo here tomorrow. This is February. In August, the Lion's Gate here was when POTUS got his first new moon Leo. No, 2021. Yes, it was his first new moon Leo, even though it was 2022. That was all his as a leader, as a president, okay? Because he picked up the remainder of the... What did I say now? Oh my goodness. Yeah, the new... Okay, so... How you guys? So that's what I said. I can't... Oh, we're just going to call him Joe then. Okay. So, August 2022 was the first year where Joe came off of a full year that he was in charge and picking up the reins, that new moon Leo, and he's still the guy. So there's no cross currents on what he's trying to do. It is purely now 2022, his deal, beginning to end, okay? And coincidentally, that's like right in the middle of this first year of our Pluto return, okay? So Pluto return number 1, Pootie invades. But Joe has had this vision around the world and all the things he wants to do and his plan to do. I mean, look at everything that was accomplished in 2022. We're still even talking about this week with the jobs report. And there were over 517,000 new jobs in January. This is how high of a bar that he set, the plans he put out there. Steadfast, sturdy, during a Pluto return, putting all that structure into place. He put so many things into place that have a fresh platform. Let's grab some key cards now. That has a fresh platform. Then we had all these crazy eclipses, but here we are nearing it. That was August. Our next Pluto return, like our first official solar year, USA version 2.0. He calls it the American Renaissance. But this is kind of like the vision. These are POTUS's, Joe's peaks, what he planned, and who is caught in the middle with nowhere to go. He can, Pootie can keep trying to, have more people called up for his work. He can still try to get other people to help him out here. But no matter what he does, he's never going to be able to scale these mountains, these peaks, and he'll run out of oxygen. He'll dissolve before he can ever... Oh, look at it. Pluto return, judgment. That's the Pluto card. He's stuck. So this is peak to peak. I mean, Joe, what were the most important things that laid this foundation? There's just so many. Well, let's just talk about what's going on here with the transnational mob. Everything we're learning with that to here. So stuff that was put in place dealing with these guys. Okay. But we're still not complete with this year. We're dealing with some final things We got about 2 weeks to go, which is why this full moon, this reveal is just so stunning. Leading to this full year, putting the final details on things with this full moon. Mobsters, Pootie. No. I just feel like a boat has like capsized. The Tower. Everyone's jumping ship. Everyone's leaving. Trump Tower is getting shaken up. Because of the news that's trying to come into this valley about defenses and protecting the self. Pootie is like the king of the mobsters. Over here, peak to peak. Shut the front door. Can you believe this? Can you believe this? The Tower. So, the mobsters are having a reaction to the Tower. We've got towers in stereo. We've got 2 mountain peaks. Oh my gosh. And the scales of justice. And the Empress. We have all the resources we'll ever need, and we're going to be really creative about the things we do around the globe, and we're never going to run out of resources, okay? So this is what was put in place during this time period, okay? Thank you, Ellen. So Pluto return number 1. This is the foundation that he set. King of Cups, a supportive nation, a supportive leader, I've got your back, compassion, empathy, family. The Lovers. The Lovers can mean those who abide by democracy or don't, kind of drawing that line of whose side are you on? Which side are you going to choose and pick in your allegiance? We have the Star. The Star is the challenge, the hope, the faith, but this is much bigger. This is the massive operation, the big mess he was left with, okay? And trying to overcome all of that stuff, because there's a lot of targets that they're looking at, especially when this guy invades, okay? And then the 10 of Wands. Oh my goodness. The 10 of Wands. This is a really well thought out plan he had been working on for a very long time. It's like peak planning, peak decision, leadership. We've looked at every single possible option, which way things could go, and we have settled on these major ideas, which gives him flexibility to go in any direction, but it's like covering all their bases and what they have to deal with, okay? So down here, mobsters don't know we have a Pluto return year ×3, Pootie invades, and down here in this, I guess this harbor, can you see that? We have, these are all challenges. The King of Wands, leadership. His authority, he's like still the second best military, but in Ukraine, not in the world. Leadership is compromised, failing. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Opportunities are failing, like sanctions. Oh my goodness, thanks you guys so much. The Eight of Swords. The Terror networks that they're able to do and close people and capture, perhaps keep. That's 4 of Swords. Isn't necessarily laying low, but this is the underground current, that the undercurrent of like the thievery and the espionage and the intel and the data are like balloons. That is reversed. They have like been caught off guard, not totally prepared or planned for anything to happen. Okay, so this is their problem. It's like, how are we going to surmount this defense that in order to rise up to this? Because they're realizing they're coming up flat-footed and short-sighted. And so we have the second peak, which represents things put in motion from that new moon Leo last year, things being revealed at this full moon tomorrow, and our Pluto return, our full year coming full circle. This is what's in store. The Knight of Cups. We've got lots and lots and lots of support for what he's planning to do, and he's given so much support to so many others. Thank you, Pammie. The High Priestess. The Secret. I know what you're doing down there. Hello, like looking down. I got your number. This High Priestess card is Pooty Rusher. They're all their scheming beginning to end, but it's like they've taken their game and turned the tables on them with their own game, and these guys have no idea, number one, that it happened, but how to manage it or how to react to it. Pluto return 2. Eight of Swords. So this is upright. They've got a problem with doing this. This is being captured. They're done. They're toast, that 8 of Swords. And, oh my gosh, the moon. 2 peaks, Russia, China, all that scheming that goes on between where they share information like a big balloon. So look at how many we have 2 major arcana here. So it's like the boundaries have been set. The moon card, lunation after lunation, going the distance, being able to plan for the long haul. Hello, 10 of Wands. Okay, so these guys are trapped down here. It's like everything they want to try, it's like, oh, we knew you were going to do that, so we built the second peak even higher. They're trapped. They cannot get out. Does that make sense? How are you guys doing? Thank you, Marie. Yes, thank you so much for all the donations. Someone likes toast. For entertainment purposes only. Okay. Okay, so does that make sense? Okay, good, Connie, it makes sense. Okay, so this is really important because this full moon, if you want to think of this as Joe's new moon Leo last August that he 100% purely owned after, the transfer power. This is the full moon we're having comes off of this, okay? This is the reveal. This is the progress we've made since then. And it is ending with a great big balloon that got shut down. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. Okay, so gosh, it's been crazy. It's been so crazy, everything that's going on. And I will tell you this, because we're still in this Pluto return year that ends February 20th. It's like there's still flux, but there's still kind of, I don't want to say a free-for-all because this administration is so grounded and has their eyes on the prize and they have the details and the planning. But there's still this sense of kind of pandemonium, especially from the right now. Like they want to work their playbook. It's not really working. They can't dig themselves out of this hole. And there's this sense of who's really in charge. And I think they're kind of leaning more towards Don Julio than we thought they would, because this energy has like cracks and fissures, and things are being released and moving, like things that wouldn't move for a long time are suddenly moving. They know that the ground is so unstable beneath their feet that there's some weird security in going back to Don Julio and what is familiar. I'm also having that same sense with the administration right now. It's like everyone can feel the flux and change, but we're going to still keep moving on, even though it feels like the ground is moving beneath us, because this sun in Aquarius is triggering all of those eclipses, like from election day. I think the day that we found out about the balloon was the exact square to the total lunar eclipse back on election day. So I just thought it's really interesting that I'm like, this is the big reveal? This balloon? I was not expecting that at all. So all sides and around the globe, there is a sense that people don't totally have their fitting, but you know, they're still being strong and they're being brave and just gonna push right through it. Can you guys feel that? Can you feel how unsettled it is? Hi, you guys. Hi, Linda. Annie, I'm doing well. I had some knee pain and was out of action. Yeah, this sun that is coming into a closer conjunction with Saturn, like Valentine's Day, ugh, don't even go out. I mean, you can, but it's just going to be such a dud of a day. Like, everyone's going to remember 2023 Valentine's Day was a big dud, and like maybe people broke up or they saw their partners as a total dud because the sun is conjunct Saturn. Those are restrictions, and I think that's when Nikki Haley is planning to announce that she's running. And the way that's configured, it's a dud, and it's going to annoy the heck out of Don Julio. Just Joy, yes, weird Texas weather. I know, my husband was down there for all of that. Yeah, it is feeling quite anxious out there. So, and you know what? And I am feeling it. I'm a fixed sign. It is really uncomfortable for me. That's the other I don't really like doing lives when things are so full of flux and I can't figure stuff out because, you know, Scorpios like to control things. But, you know, it's just, we got to keep going and moving through this discomfort because this solar return is going to come, first year birthday, and everything is going to be full of flux again. And then March, big changes with Saturn and Pluto, and I think April, Mars goes into Cancer. So I know you guys are fearful. Remember our stag, trust and thrive. That is all you have to do. It's just every day is bit by bit, one foot in front of the other. What is that song? Is it like a Christmas special song? Anyway, that's where we are. We do not have the cosmic energy to afford to make big, long-term, like, you know, New Year's resolutions and trying to stick with a program because Mars, he's picking up the pace, but still there's not a lot of energy to effort us to where we really want to go. Like, I thought it'd be way ahead on so many, you know, projects, and I'm still kind of sputtering in some aspects. I'm like, why is this not done? It's been since November. Well, it's just the nature of where Mars is right now, and we've got a lot of fixed signs that don't really want to budge, okay? Please don't be hard on yourself, you guys. This is just the way it is. 2022 was a year full of flux and change, and it's going to keep feeling like this. You just only have to work on your comfort level with you, okay? That's all you have. Okay, this is a big one. You just have to, this is where we're going. You just have to work on your comfort level with you. You just have to work on your comfort level with you. Hi, you guys. Hi, Strawberry. Okay, we're just going to grab a couple couple cards because I can really feel this coming out strongly with you guys. Your only job through this full moon, okay, because full moons are reveals. This full moon is in Leo. It rules the heart and the back, okay? We don't want to do anything that's going to strain and pull things, because something, you can blow a gasket really quickly and things can leak and be hard to repair, okay? So all you're supposed to do, Two of Cups, chill. The Two of Cups. This is not a 10. It's not a 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Nope. It's just a Two of Cups. You're just going from the Ace to the 2. Ace, 2. Ace, 2. This is all you have to be concerned about. Even to I think we're going to feel a lot of relief after this full moon, because the dark moon Lilith is here. It's where the moon moves its slowest, okay? There's no pace to this moon. You just have to sit and be with it and just let it do its thing. Don't get ahead of yourself, and just sit and be still and be with those that you enjoy. This is just really moment by moment doing things that just bring you peacefulness, happiness, a little bit of upliftment. And that might even be with how you are treating you. It doesn't even have to be another person. It's your comfort level with you. That's all. And you could just say, I love myself anyway. I'm not listening to this garbage, okay? I love myself anyway. Things are in flux. I don't care. I like myself so much right now. I like myself so much. Look at this bracelet I made. This is what I've been occupying myself with, is making some bracelets, because they've been sitting around for a long time. But needing to do something to get in that quiet space but still be creative, because Leo, that's where your creativity shines through, okay? So do something creative. Break out of the box. The Saturn Uranus is also asking you to break some old habits and, clinging to the way you always do things. Does that make sense? Hi, you guys. Hi, Leela. I can't believe I made it when you're live. Best energies for all here. Yay. I'm so glad you guys are here. I can make, yeah, I guess I can make them. You guys, I do not know what this agate is. I was holding, this is an agate. You guys know I love crazy lace agate. I have no idea what this is. This stone feels like laughter. Like I was just holding this in my hand, like with some others in my hand while I was at the store. And I'm like, what is poking me and making me laugh? And I realized it was this one. My daughter picked it up. She's like, oh, I just got zapped. But it's a really good, positive way. It's like you just pick it up and it's like, zing, happiness, have fun. It's a lot of energy though. So that's why I'm like kind of grounding it with this moss agate to keep things settled. But I have no idea what this is, but I absolutely love it. Okay, working puzzles. That sounds great. Oh, Connie, the Tucson Gem and Mineral Show is going on now. Oh. Share a link, Connie. I would love to see that. Okay. So now okay. For the sake of clarity, I'm going to do my best to summarize. The last time we met was really important. It was really kind of crazy. That last reading that I did, holy cow, where I talked about, that FBI app, ANOM, and I just did that massive throw, and you guys named all these people and who was caught up in this transnational mob stuff and why, and it was all those key players, all those key names. And I had to end it there because it just got really too gross. But it was important because ANOM is the FBI encrypted app that came out around 2018. My hypothesis last time was, did the FBI put this out in the market after McGonagall left the New York division because he left in 2018. It's like, why would you put that out there after he leaves? Well, long story short, they were on to him. And so that's where I pulled all this from, because you cannot not forget the big thing that happened 2 weeks ago was the whole thing about Bits Lotto, Wagner being declared a transnational criminal organization. Hive was taken down, and that was the ransomware group. I glitched on that a little bit. And then the week after that was when our guys, DOD Austin, Milley, CIA Burns, were then also meeting in Germany with NATO. And that's when all those decisions were made about tanks to Ukraine. And like they got these huge package deals on officially Zelensky's birthday, which was awesome because, Putin likes to ruin people's birthday. But I will tell you, around that time then too, around the 28th, just with the stuff that I've been looking at least the 28th, if not earlier, at least a week ago, is when that balloon left China. Now, and a week ago is when we saw the footage from Mr. Nichols and what was going on in Memphis. Okay? Those were major things. Now, more has happened this week, and these, I'm going to tell you the critical things that have happened that are still pulling this whole story together. Does that make sense? Your school district was hacked by ransomware people? Oh my gosh. I hope your school district called the FBI, because they still say if you are being threatened, call the FBI, because they have decryption keys. They were inside Hive for over 8 months watching how they did things. They were able to access decryption keys so that when people called, they're like, oh, here's your decryption key. And they were able to recover all of their stuff and not pay a dime. So still, you guys, call the FBI. People get hit with that. They know what they're doing. It's like really kind of amazing. Oh, good, Connie. Glad to hear it. Teachers are smart. Of course they'd be involved. Okay, so that. Okay. So this is what we have to look. This, you guys. Oh my gosh. So we had the quarter moon like a week ago. These are all my notes. And so we did that whole thing about what I just told you about. Oh, the pen stocks happened. There's Hive. There were more sanctions. And then on Saturday at 10:30 p.m. local time, drone attacks on Iran. And I was like, what? And I've been throwing on this all week, you guys. It's like we can't totally get to what's going on there, okay? So at 10:30 p.m., and then they said the attacks came from Israel. And I'm like, what? I'm like, they just elected Netanyahu back as PM, but he's been having a lot of problems there, like even from his Supreme Court, because they're like, you can't do this stuff. Okay. Drone attacks. On Iran. Because they attacked like a warehouse where they make drones. I mean, it was crazy what happened. And they said Israel did it here. And there's been a big push with Lincoln and our partnership with them. Drone attacks. USA, why did we do this? USA. Because I keep getting that, yeah, we found out and we green-lighted it. even though it was through Israel, there was a lot of leadership here. We green-lighted it because of our partnership with Israel. And this common enemy right here. Drone attack. USA, Israel. Common enemy. Why? Okay, so we have Iran. Where are the gross cards? Gross. I just had the gross cards. Are they hiding from me already? You guys, I got cards all over the place. Oh, there they are. Right by my stage. Okay, so. Iran. And because they partner so much with Russia, they are sending Russia drones. Russia. And then we're going to do China because it's affecting China. Okay. Ah, the Eight of Swords. We just saw that with the peak to peak. The United States, they won up Putin with his war with this Eight of Swords card. It's also intelligence, but it's also, yeah, like the nightmare that they have been doing to the world. It's like the USA has got their number. We know how and why you do this. With the Eight of Swords, the devil. Holy crap. They really did turn the tables. The devil, it's the whole info ops. It's the global surveillance. It's personal data. It's radicalized law enforcement like in Memphis. They're tied up in that stuff too. Oh, and here comes the sun. Okay, this screams Attorney General Garland for me. Holy cow. Holy cow. How are you guys doing? Wait, what? I know, well, you know, they put Netanyahu in there after, I think it was shortly after the war started and all those sanctions came down hard. No, I'm sorry. It was after the seizure of documents at Mar-a-Lago plus the war. That is when whoever was leading was saying, oh, we can't do this anymore. We're going to have an election. That's the timing behind it because they knew they were screwed. Okay? Hi, Teresa. So, these are the drone attacks on Iran. Because the Hierophant, the Knight of Cups, covered in judgment. You guys, this is crypto. This is crypto because since that week of Bitslotto, Iran has been sanctioned several times. So this is how Iran is pulled into this Knight of Cups. This isn't necessarily support, but it's almost like a group, you know, like a task force or something in government that's doing the deed of cups reception, receiving receptive data social activity, okay? Does that make sense? So that's part of the reason why these drone things happen. We have the Ace of Wands, the Temperance card, the Six of Swords, Iran being attacked by those drones. This is what's in the sky. This is the essence about it, is that, yeah, we're taking action because they're doing some bad things, and then like drones being transmitted to Russia, violating sanctions. But it was Israel who were the ones who decided to do it. The King of Cups, the Page of Swords reversed. The support of Biden, but they made the decision, and I think they did this because of spies, but also sanction violations, and I don't know what the dynamic is over there with Iran and Israel so much either, but this is to kind of put a cap on that activity as well. USA, because we did have a big say in, yeah, go ahead. The Knight of Swords, the Ten of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. Yes, green lighting. Go ahead, take that action. We've got the intel to back that up. We've got to destroy this thing, whatever they're doing, making drones, etc., weapons. The King of Pentacles, to affect the King of Pentacles and like trying to get ammo and trying to get defenses. Here we have Israel sending out those drones. The Lovers. Because of Iran's allegiance with somebody else who's probably their enemy. The Page of Pentacles, they've got data, maybe like a Page of Swords. They have evidence. The Ten of Cups, the mob, and what they were doing. And the problem areas, the Five of Wands, and death. The war and trying to end these things that they're doing because it's causing so much problems. But death, this is also like, you know, people are dying still in Iran from the protests. These are the deaths that they're killing dissidents in other lands and being part of that whole mafia network to do that. Does that make sense? Oh, this is the best and kindest group ever that the Queen has assembled, Linda Fun. I can't wait to read this chat. You guys are so awesome. I love you guys. Well, we're talking about this horrific stuff. Okay. So those drones happen. Oh, there goes my throat. This is how it hits Iran. The Seven of Wands. They can't get ahead in, I think, the Eight of Wands, artillery. They now cannot make artillery and make those threats. The Sun reversed, the Revelation. Wait till you see the Sun. This Sun reveal, it's related to balloon. Reversed. So they uncovered what we were doing here. We can't shine with the Six Wands mob, the transnational mob. We can't do anything. Russia, oh whoops, I forgot to do these. These cards were on the bottom. The Hierophant, the cryptocurrency, evading sanctions like an alternate government. The Three of Wands, their alternate government that they put out there that is engaging judgment. This is their retribution that they put out there as their alternate government with a Page of Swords and spies. Can you guys freaking believe this? This is what this is all about. So this is nuts. Okay. Yes, laundering. Okay. So, now, this is now affecting the Russia, the Fool. They can't get their grubby hands on Ukraine and take it for themselves. They can't get on to this next level. This is huge. This has really affected their plans going forth, breaking and entering, grabbing and stealing, annexing land. Russia, the Eight of Pentacles. This is their psyops, information attacks. This is their propaganda. It's also the targeting of people and having hit jobs. This has, wow, their whole operation that they want to do. And it creates a problem that they cannot get their pace back. They can't get going. They're stuck. Oops. And then China, that affected China by no. My no card means they're part of the cover-up. This is them as like a hidden partner. No. Death and endings and change. And what the heck is going on here? Okay. Remember I said over here, this felt like it had so much Attorney General Merrick Garland energy all over it. So we accomplished a lot of this stuff this week. Death, meaning endings, putting a big change in their plans. So this affected China because they can't cover up their aggression. They can't use them as their cover for their aggression on other nations and democracies. Okay? So this really affected them. It was out of the blue, but there was good reason why we went after those things. Because what else happened this week? There were more sanctions through the Treasury. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this week was so big. There was, what happened to my marker? I cannot even read this. So there was a huge thing, like Monday, Tuesday, with India. We established a huge agreement with India as far as working together, producing military weapons and artillery, and using intelligence. We found out about SCOTUS's wife in Kyiv. I think it was on Wednesday. There was a massive shakedown there as far as corruption goes with Kolomoisky and I think Firtash. They had massive stuff seized. There were mass resignations in government, but they also seized like millions of dollars of things of corrupt people that were in their government. This got like no coverage. This was huge. This was Wednesday. Notice these things happen. There goes my throat. Notice these things are happening after the drones in Iran. The Treasury had more sanctions. There's this thing called, with UAE and someone else, I don't know if it's Qatar or not. No, it's Oman. TFTR, I forget what that stands for, but it has to do with repo Russians. Is it exile something, oligarch? But those type of people taking their stuff if they're involved with like transnational repression and the mob. We also reestablished connections and discussions with Serbia. We reopened an embassy in the Solomon Islands. Also last week was the agreement with the Philippines and the island of Palau, and reestablishing 4 military bases all in that lined the Indo-Pacific area because of China's aggression is so off the charts that we've positioned ourselves finally, officially, in those areas so that we can respond. I'll tell you what that's about in a second. France, oh my gosh, I think Wednesday or Thursday, seized a massive shipment of like 3,000 AK-47s and other guns like that to Yemen. In Paris, they arrested some huge mobster. And what is this? I don't know what that's. The United States Air Force. I don't know if you heard about this. They condemned. We still haven't heard what North Dakota officials have said, but they condemned a Chinese business that is building a plant 12 miles from Grand Forks Air Force Base. They came out officially and condemned that and said it was a national security problem. And I think on that day we found out about the balloon. And then the EU said that they are doubling their support to Ukraine. All this stuff happened after these drone attacks. So much huge stuff in the past month. I know this is a lot of information. How are you guys doing? Yeah, I don't trash Macron either. Every politician has their likable stuff, their unlikable stuff, and a certain amount of corruption that they're always going to be on the perimeter of. He has, the attacks on him are like similar to Hillary. And how all that business gets started and then it's perpetuated. If they are ramping up against Macron again, it's because he's doing a good job, because there is so much stuff that has gotten busted coming out of France the past couple weeks. Fusion test react. I don't know. Nancy, where do I find out my news? I have to really search for it, but you know who has a lot of good information is our National Security Advisor, Jake Sullivan. And even if you go to CENTCOM and look at our Central Command, you look at our lead officers, DOD Austin, Secretary of State Blinken, oh my gosh, they post so much stuff. Nobody talks about it at all. We're just talking about stupid stuff. But you go to our cabinet secretaries, you can go to their Twitter pages. They share so much information. It's stunning. And even if you go to Ukraine, you go to I don't know who the president is of the European Union. Holy cow, she is on a tear. She's like, the future is Ukraine for Europe. They're the central, they represent like the Europe as a whole. They're our largest nation. Like, they're totally on pace to be part of the EU. It is stunning, the stuff and the movement that has happened just in the past month, especially with the announcement of that Bits Lotto thing and taking that down. And I feel like Garland and the rest of our deputy attorney generals, they haven't changed at all. I have said since like last July, Garland was done with his job. He was complete, except for Judge Loose Cannon. But there are things I'm sensing that are shaking out like through Europe and getting ready for this next offensive in the spring. But it's like all of those nations, like they meet, they do something, they watch what they're doing, and then it's like collectively everyone moves on to the next step of the things that they're going to do, from peak to peak. This is like a global effort, and Joe is leading the charge. It's amazing to, read the stuff on how complementary our allies are to him and his leadership for the world. It almost brings me to tears, especially the Ukrainians. They just so full of appreciation for him and thankful to Americans that are okay with this, because they truly see us as a role model to be a nation like them, us, where their forefathers fought for their freedom and they got to have it, and they have peace right now because of that. It might not feel peaceful, but holy cow, compared to what they're going through. And they're like, that's why we're going to fight our own war. We don't want you to fight our war for us. This is something we're going to earn and keep, and we're going to pass it on to our grandchildren and so on, like the United States of America. I have just got goosebumps up and down my body. Okay. Why is it going to take 6 months for the tanks to get to Ukraine? Well, maybe that's going to be the last shipment, but the Abrams have arrived at Poland's border. There's been a bunch of them that have arrived already. This is what Biden always says. Oh, yeah, we'll do that in a couple months. And then, oh, we did that. That's in Germany is giving more Leopard tanks. This stuff hasn't stopped just since it's no longer in the news. They're still sending more stuff. These packages they get, it's like they come in by the day, more and more stuff. Okay, so that's that. So the big thing, though, we've got to talk about this balloon. Because as I was looking at that balloon, I'm like, okay, China, what's the secret about that balloon? And then I was like, John Julio, what's the secret about the balloon? And then I was like, POTUS, Joe, what's the secret about the balloon? And then the best one was Attorney General Merrick Garland. and the Justice Department and the FBI, what's the secret about that balloon? And that blew me away. In fact, I think they were expecting a balloon, and that's where we should go with cards right now, okay? Because I think they were expecting it. I think they were expecting it, and I'll tell you why. Yes, the balloon. You know that, you guys know that song 99 Red Balloons? I don't even know the words to it. And 99 red balloons do. Well, anyways, it came out in the 80s. That song I had stuck in my head for 3 hours while I was taking the ACT at 7:30 in the morning, and I just wanted to just hit my head on the table. So every time I hear that song or people talk about red balloons, like instant, that's where my brain goes. That crazy song for 3 hours. Could you listen to that song for 3 hours? Basically. Okay. So I need another deck. Let's get an innocent balloon deck. An innocent balloon deck. I know what I want. This is what we're going to do. Can I turn this off? Or is that's just too dark? It's so bright. Can I turn? Oh wait. Let's see if this works, okay? Huh. Let's see that balloon. You know, as if that was a science project that got blown off course. You're going to tell me that government is going to let some civilian launch a balloon the size of 3 buses? Really? No. Okay. The balloon launched. Okay, so it leaves China. It goes down to Japan, and then comes up through Alaska, Canada, and here. But in actuality, when you it's shorter, is it not? When you have transcontinental flights like that, like planes usually go north, and then they come and peak down because it's a shorter route. But this thing went south and then around, adding more to its flight pattern. It didn't go over the Russia or North Korea. So, whoops. How about that? We're just going to put that right there. This balloon, leaving China, going down to Japan, and we go all the way over here towards Alaska, and then we're gonna go through Canada. Oop, we're in Montana. What do you want to see in Montana? Beneath all this, below the horizon, what is your secret balloon? What is your secret? What is your secret? Oh, that's the secret, the High Priestess, yes. I've got, look at that. The Ten of Cups, Four of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Star. This balloon is the Star, involving people and money and data. The Four of Swords, that is the software. This is the stuff that's undetectable. We have the Ten of Cups, the happy families in America, the United States of America. So it starts here, China. The Six of Wands reversed. Gee, would you ever imagine a balloon being made up of rods, sticks, wands? Not very flexible. No, this is my card, the Six Wands mob for the transnational mob. You know, Trump, Putin, Unji, Netanyahu, blah, 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 blah. So this is a balloon undercover for the entire mob. Because the challenge, what? The challenge, the Eight of Cups, is trying to set something up. They're kind of spinning in circles. Their challenge is trying, oh my gosh, to set something up that's nefarious. Just a sec, I will, oh, it's back. It's back. Okay. Because they're not allowed to do those bad things. They're having problems trying to set up bad actors, provocateurs on other continents. Remember, the China has their own, quote, police departments, like in all the nations. It's in the U.S. They have their own so-called police departments around the world, undercover secret things. So it leaves there, it crosses Japan. The Ace of Cups. This is the other thing nobody is talking about. Japan has decided to reinvest in their military defense, especially since the assassination of Shinzo Abe, okay? So they really are invested into seeing what's going on over here in Japan, because the challenge is they don't have people on the ground there that can go and do the stuff that they want. They need to tell these people what to do. And the thing is, I don't care if these balloons were made in the 70s. They can be retrofitted with any app. They can be retrofitted with any type of camera. I'm telling you, I've been watching the drone footage that are, you know, the grenades being dropped on the orcs. See if I buffer on that. The rushers. And just in the short amount of time, like in the past 6 months or so, I am astonished at their level of technology and just the drones themselves, how clear the footage is of what's happening on the ground. Just in 6 months. So if they're able to do that, that tech that's on those giant 3 bus-sized balloons is going to be right up there as well. I don't care if the balloon is from the 70s. It's been modernized. And isn't it weird how many people are trying to talk us out of, oh, don't be worried. Don't be worried. No, I'm going to be worried. We should be worried. If our president's first reaction was to shoot it down, but then listen to his military, we'll do it once it's over water. That's how everybody's, in my humble opinions, reaction should be, okay? Don't lose sight. Again, once again, they're getting away with their bullshittery, okay? So this thing, I'm sorry, get off my soapbox. Leaves China. Japan. Comes over here towards Alaska. Oh, 2 of Pentacles. This is like it's beaming data back and forth. It is beaming data back and forth. The Death card. To end something. Who? I sound like an owl. Who are you beaming data? What's going back and forth? What is going back and forth? The Knight of Cups. There is somebody. What's this somebody doing? This somebody on the ground. It's communicating, I swear to God, with somebody on the ground. The Fool, the 7 of Cups, the 8 of Cups. Remember, the Cups, USA, they're receptive. They pick up signals. Somebody on the ground, they're picking up signals disguised as a certain way to this 8 of Cups setting something up, but this is spinning in circles. What do you want to be spinning in circles? What are you setting up with someone on the ground to be spinning in circles? Four of Cups. There you go. This is like surveillance. This is freaking. This is like Pegasus spyware. There's a target on the ground in Alaska. I swear to God, they want to target and kill them. Death. What? Ace of Cups reversed. Oops. They are targeting, I swear to God, they are communicating with someone over Alaska to target them because they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing with their instructions. It's a woman. Ugh. This is what they're doing, you guys. For entertainment purposes only. I could be totally wrong. Totally wrong. I could totally be pulling this out of my rear end. I think I'm, you know, so we have Chinese people in our family in Hawaii. It doesn't, I don't think it necessarily matters that they're, well, I know they can also be radicalized and do terrible violence, you know, like a couple weekends ago. But just as in Memphis, black officers targeting a black man, I feel like the racial thing is to further split and divide and to create stereotypes and to divide communities and people like that, okay? So this is what they're, so now we're in the Canada. Canada. There's the Queen of Wands reverse. The leadership, okay, I feel like there is a relationship between Alaska and Canada, because I know these guys do not like Justin Trudeau. Who can't not like him? He's so cute. Queen of Wands reversed. This is like, to me, this is finding ways to affect the leadership in Canada, because I know there's a lot of that stuff going on there right now. There's a lot of, is there paranoia or just really being upset about some of the history and things that are being brought up and how part of the country is going far right. I'm sensing shame around that, and it's becoming a bigger problem. They know it. That's what they want to do. The Three of Cups. It's a conspiracy. They want to affect all the branches of government there. So that's the other reason why we're going to go there. And then they're in Montana. Montana, with all of its riches, you know, the past administration, who are those people, those bad people in Montana? Just leaders, you know, in Congress and the governor, and then people who worked on the electricity in Puerto Rico, and then we're in the cabinet. You know who I'm talking about. That's totally the vibe I'm getting here. What are you getting out of Montana? Eight of Pentacles? Nine of Pentacles. They're getting some discussions about security, national security, and maybe playbooks, how we do this kind of stuff, surveying the land, making a plan to do something affecting security. I am just so annoyed with this. These are the secret cards, the balloon secrets. There's an agreement. There's an agreement going on with this balloon. Like I've been showing, there's an agreement. Not one people, but two people. One nation, two nations. People in these various locations. The other secret is the Ten of Wands. There you go. The asymmetrical war in the United States is the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Swords. This showed up earlier with POTUS. Remember? Peak to peak. That this card showed up over here in the groundwork that he was laying. Getting started a year ago, Pluto return number 1. Okay? He knows what they're doing. The Queen of Cups, the United States of America. What are you intending, secret, about the United States of America? The Sun. She cannot reach her potential. trying to stop plans that we have that are just going to make us shine. What else are you trying? What else is going on with this? And the spies here, Page of Swords. Those people that they've recruited. Other secrets with this balloon. Opportunity. A primary source of data that does what? Primary source of data does what? The Fool. A new beginning. A new beginning. That was the Putin thing, remember? And the Page of Pentacles. People with... I swear to God, there are people... Oh, on the ground, communicate with this thing. Crypto. Government. But this is the cryptocurrency. It is the government, and it is attacks on our government. Attacks by... That is nobody's weather balloon. How are you guys doing? For entertainment purposes only. Yeah, we gotta... Yeah, there's lots of stuff going on in San Diego. Notice how it's always like these border states? Like, that's why the border, the coasts, especially like Florida, Texas, Arizona, are so important. Why California, I think, gets beat up. Thank you, Mystic. Marie Sutton. It was on CBS San Diego News on YouTube about military exercises flying low downtown through the high rises, many helicopters at night that scared people. Yes, lights of helicopter. So, like, was it coming from that naval base? Like, you know, where they filmed Top Gun? I love that Coronado Island. I used to go there all the time growing up. Oh, yes, please hit the like button. Okay. Hi, guys. Okay, so my next question. We're going to get this here because that's the balloon. Was U.S. government expecting this balloon? You know what? I should probably write that down. See, here we go. Yeah, I'm feeling like I'm going to need to diagram a lot of things here. So we're just going to push this off to the side. Okay. Okay. Were we... Can you see this? Yes. Were we expecting the balloon? I totally get this feeling that they were... Were we expecting the balloon? And why? China, Russia. Because of what related to these things? Were we expecting the balloon? The Page of Cups, yes, because of intercepts. People who do not lock down their stuff or don't have their things encrypted poorly, wherever we get these intercepts. Because we're able to take their information and see what they do with it, where they go, what happens on the ground, and kind of connecting the dots of what's happening with the bigger picture. And the dream card is influence coming from the Russia, a different nation. Usually this is Russia's strength cup with the mafia. So it's like that influencing people on the ground. Things are happening, and yes, we were expecting a balloon, in my humble opinion. There you go, that 8 of Cups. Because of things getting set up here on the ground. Oh my gosh. We're going to leave that there. This is my once card. This is another nation influencing executive decisions, whether it's like the leader of a group. I mean, it could be like a nation, but even local government, local law enforcement. I keep coming back to that. But a foreign influence, 9 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. We were expecting it because things that are getting set up from other foreign influence that is affecting our security with a target, a high value target, person or thing. Because we're expecting that balloon because related to China, the 7 of Wands. The challenge, because in the past this has happened. Fighting back, one-upping us. Oh, because they're doing so much here, this is a pattern with them. We're at a 7 with the Wands. We've been able to watch how they do things. We're at a 7, and the Queen of Pentacles reverse. Their challenge, China's challenge, another nation. Nope, this is not another nation. This, I'm getting more. This is related to J6 and how that was carried out and funded. Boy, do they have some intercepts with the Russia. We were expecting a balloon because what with Russia? The Justice Department, the things that we've this is why our Justice Department won't unseal, won't talk about things, because when these guys get clues through our Justice Department, you know, in the past, indictments, whatever, it's like they scurry around and try to reverse engineer and cover their bases. The Empress with the Rush. Oh, this FBI. Is this mechanical? It goes my throat. It's because we're expecting a balloon because of mechanical. Is this mechanical? I think this might, because of Russia, related with mechanical, because of the leadership he had, causing instability, letting them come in and disrupt plans. Like we could never get, like where all the referrals would go to die at the New York FBI. Because what's crowning this is this mechanical, is this 5 of Wands, is the fighting, the obstruction. But these wands represent leaders from another nation and their influence, and he was tied to the Justice Department. But regardless, it may or may not be him. I think it is, but also related to Justice, FBI, DOJ. We were expecting a balloon because of what happened with Iran. Oh, here we go. The 5 of Wands and the Queen of Cups. The United States, because they're also antagonizing and attacking and evading sanctions. Oh, no, this is that lady. The how they target individuals here, because they made those arrests, what was it, last week, 2 weeks ago today? But that was ongoing since July of 2022. They arrested someone back in July. There were 3 people part of that plot. They were, this is why they're expecting a balloon. And related to North Korea, I mean, this is crazy. The Knight of Pentacles, I've just got hackers off of this, transmitting information. So if you take in information, we were expecting a balloon because of foreign influence for prime target suspect, what and how these other countries have behaved as of late. There is enough information from them to make us expect a balloon. I'm sorry. I'm just having a hard time think through this. How are you guys doing? Okay. Ooh, Marie's got a tip from something this past week. Whoops, no. 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 Did I put a good card in here? Yes, I did. These tend to get mixed up. Okay, well, I'll find it. It's weird. I try to keep these decks separated, but then when they start to stick together, it's kind of funny how they do that. Okay, I'm putting this over here. I'm putting this over here. So we were expecting a balloon. So long story short, I think because China and the Russia always react when they're pissed off and something doesn't go their way. And I think this balloon was released about 1 to 2 weeks ago, okay? And what happened those 1 to 2 weeks ago? Hive, Bits Lotto, McGonagall, Wagner. All those points, and Biden confronting China about evading sanctions and helping Russia, and sanctioning some companies that are based in China because of their support to the Russia. So they were expecting a balloon. Now, this expecting of a balloon, I traced it all together. Here, expecting balloon. What is the balloon? If these balloons historically have come, come in the U.S., it came in December 2019 and January 2020. I wonder what. Okay, why would you need a balloon over the U.S. in December 2019? Why would you need a balloon over the U.S. in December 2019? In January 2020. Oh, I was getting my years mixed up. What's going on in December and January? Oh, December 2019, that's when Don Julio, the Congress impeached him the first time. And that's when COVID was detected in China. Huh. What? And then it arrives USA, and then the Senate acquits. This is crazy. How are you guys doing? Okay. Supposedly a balloon went over December 2019. And why would that go over USA when he was impeached? What does this have to do with the first impeachment? He's impeached the first time. Oh, they feel very angry. They feel furious about this. COVID is in China. What's the thing here that has them so mad? And then we're going to do this again January 2020 because now COVID is USA. The Senate acquits. Oh, what did you tell the Senate? Who's on the ground here that you talked to because you surveilled, and what did you tell them? Oh, these a-holes. Tell Temperance, the Temperance card. They did this December 2019 to 2020 to affect something larger, a bigger picture. They needed information to surveil because there's action that's going to be taken. They already talked with someone, Three of Pentacles, down on the ground. They're having secret talks, but so they can separate and isolate someone or something for the King of Pentacles. It's Don Julio getting, I think he's getting help. So December 2019, this thing, there's a balloon. Yep, the Three of Wands, put that balloon up there over the U.S. Because Mar-a-Lago. Because of Mar-a-Lago. Ugh. What? No, they had already lost the election. Okay. He's impeached. There's the influence card, the dream card. They have talked with people, some influence about him being impeached. There's some bribes for you. Nope, not that one. You are influencing, talking with people about being impeached. Six of Pentacles. Oh, the 6 and the 4. The 6 and the 4. These 6s and 4s, this is like when you conspire to do an initial plan. It's like the Ace, 2, 3. Okay? 3 of Cups. Ace, 2, 3 of Cups. Like that, that's the first stage. You get the 4 of Cups. You get someone to help you out, to loop you out to the 6, 4, 5, 6, to complete this next level of influence, because the goal is to get to the 9, 10 and complete what they want. This 6 of 4 is another person carrying out the deeds, okay? This is why this balloon went out, because he was impeached and they had some discussions here about what to do next. Now, COVID is in China. Hermit, 2 of Pentacles, 7 Wands. Watching how we're going to fight back with this thing, because by this time in 2019, they had hacked our, I forget what agencies, but they got all of our playbooks in how to respond to emergencies and like a pandemic. So they have this balloon to see how we're set up and how we're going to deal with this thing that's going to come hit us. But they're so furious. Don Julio's been impeached because of this. Because they don't have total, complete agreement through the House, Senate, to carry out the duties that they need carried out here on the ground. It's not exactly the Russia. It's always been China. China, China, China. Does this make sense? Connie B, does this have to do with human trafficking? Yes. Everything. Everything. This smuggling, opioids, radicalized law enforcement, like that Scorpion tactical unit. These units are in all the states everywhere. I have always felt like when these guys go, like Uvalde, they did not respond. I have always felt like these groups are communicating with someone else, getting real-time motion on the ground of a target. Now, they can use satellites or whatever, but balloons like this, I think they get a closer look than actual satellites do, okay? There's a specific plan because they already have everybody's data, you know, TikTok, hello. They have all of our personal data. They have everything. So if they're going to carry out something on the ground, they already have everything that they need to know. This is kind of like a security check. Kind of like finalizing a plan. Does that make sense? Yeah, just joy. Yeah, it's the worst. That's why when they scream about the border, they are not screaming about security. The only security that they're worried about, in my humble opinion, for entertainment purposes only, is protecting their cartel, their trafficking, their money. And they don't want to go to jail, so they just don't want anyone to get their hands on it, okay? they are protecting their cartels. So this launches in 2019. January 2020, there's another balloon. COVID arrives in the USA. So this is this, there's that Eight of Cups card again. Checking in, we set you up with COVID. The Five of Cups reversed, oh my gosh. You know, this is my card, like with an actor coming into the US, doing something like they're told, like that Scorpion unit, and leaving and acting as if there's something else, like a really good unit on the ground taking care of crime. We've dropped off COVID. It's a big mess. It's everywhere. The Queen of Pentacles reversed. Pentacles, I remember when this was my coronavirus card. It's everywhere. You're infected. So it arrives. So this is why this balloon is here, related to COVID-19. The Emperor, Hang, the Fool. Someone making decisions to get protocol hung up, and a lot of people caught up. This is like they wanted to get as many people infected as they could, but because our initially, you know, NIH or CDC was on top of it like they were supposed to, they needed to stop their reporting. I recall at the time, they were not responding to, China was not responding to the USA counterparts with the CDC or even in the Trump administration. This is from that book, I think it was from Rage, or it was the second one. One of Woodward's books. They had to disrupt how USA was going to deal with and mitigate this disaster. This is the second balloon while they sent it out. We have over here. And then the Senate acquits Don Julio in January. Ten of Swords, Chariot, the Three of Swords. So, Chariot winning, but he's permanently hurt by this happening, by the House. But it's a win that they did not impeach him. But there was a lot of betrayal here. There are discussions, this balloon stuff, talking with people on the ground. GOP, you've been judged. I have people who know where you are. And I could magically hire someone to hurt you. These balloons are such a threat. And they've come before, and our U.S. government was expecting a balloon because of all the upheaval that was going on in the beginning of January. I think this is the other reason why they are pacing indictments and such, because we all know he is ready to be indicted and he should have been locked up. But we have to watch the counter-espionage efforts going on that are very, very harmful, that seem to come out of left field. There's another shooting, there's this, there's that. And then Mr. Nichols is dead. They have to watch all of this stuff to see what's happening. So they were expecting this balloon, in my humble opinion, because of retaliation for all those things that we talked about at the last live, the things I was trying to tell you that has happened in just the past month, in the past week, because you have to really look at this from an international perspective. This is the common thread, and there's so much going on. It is very hard to keep track of it. Does that make sense? How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing? Leela, thank you. Oh, hi, Michael Grant. Marjorie, yep, protecting the cartels, banks, and corps. Hi, Don Marie. Hi, Rick G. Hi, Sharon, thank you. Oh, but I know, Obama left instructions. Ugh. So this is why, there goes my throat. Yep, this is why they expected a balloon. So we're going to take it a step further, and then I think I'm wrapping it up. Hell spells. Okay. Okay, so they were expecting a balloon. 99 red balloons. Me and the ACD. So, and you know what? Attorney General Merrick Garland has seemed so much clearer on what's going on with that balloon than POTUS. Like, POTUS knows what's going on, blah, blah, blah. But I really think Garland has the details and expecting the... And I just got a nod from Vice President Harris. Okay, so you guys know, probably a month ago, I was a little freaked out. I started doing a live. It had, of course, been a while since I'd come on because I'm trying to sort all this stuff out. But I'm like, why is Vice President Harris coming up with the death card? Well, the death card has to do with Garland's assessment, his secret about this balloon. Because his secret was the Sun, 7 Pentacles, death. That's what he knows the secret is about that balloon. So, like, I've been seeing Sun and death a lot. I've been seeing death and star, like the Death Star in Star Wars. That was his secret about the balloon. Don Julio had a secret, and so did China. But where is Don Julio? Don Julio had the 9 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords, and the Part of Fortune card regarding the balloon. Okay, so this is DT. So these are the secrets about the balloon. Okay. So, Attorney General Merrick Garland. What does this balloon have to do with? Okay. What does the secret of this balloon have to do with Memphis, Tennessee? That Scorpion unit. I'm going to say law enforcement in general. And then this special Scorpion unit that coincidentally they disbanded right away. Why did they disband it? And then Mr. Nichols. What does your secret have to do about this balloon that we just saw and the Memphis law enforcement? The special Scorpion whatever unit. What does this balloon have to do with that? Why it was disbanded right away. What did this have to do with Mr. Nichols? Don Julio. This balloon, what do you think it had to do with the Memphis law enforcement? What do you think it had to do with? And I keep seeing Marsha Blackburn. Memphis. Why do I keep seeing Marsha? Don Julio. What does this have to do with the Scorpion Special Task Force? Ooh, my hands are so sticky from right now from this. Why did they disband that task, that unit? And what did it have to do, that balloon have to do with Mr. Nichols? I just hear Donald screaming, he was a dog. Die like a dog. Ass hat. Okay. Ugh. I have to go wash my hands, you guys. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Okay, I'm back. That just felt so gross. I had to do that, and where's my lighter? I just want to light this really quickly. Here's my lighter. How are you guys doing? What? Tennessee's the epicenter of the insurrectionists. Okay. And the senators, I'm thinking about the senators from Kentucky. Who's from Tennessee again? Marcia and I don't know who's the second senator from. I'm thinking of Kentucky. See that my stuff doesn't even want to light. Well, anyway, I got this over here. That'll be enough. Okay, so this has to do with the secret behind the balloon. We've been talking about this for quite a long time. There's a lot going on with that balloon. In the background this week, examining that balloon, because this, it got shot down today, right before our full moon in Leo. Leo is a leader. This Leo full moon dovetails, picks up from last year's new moon, Leo August, which was in between, right in the middle of USA Pluto return. That's the other reason why this balloon is so important, because it's also activating the eclipses from November, especially the election day lunar eclipse. So, Attorney General Merrick Garland, this was the secret that he had regarding that balloon, okay? There's a spy, a Page of Swords, the Ten of Cups, families, the party, families in general, people in general, communities, how they're judged, how judgments are made upon people in their communities in the United States of America. And the Page of Swords, bad actor, stirring crap up. That's his secret about the balloon. What is this balloon? Because it was released probably about 2 weeks ago after all this bad news with Bitslotto, Hive, and Wagner, among other things, and Chinese companies getting sanctioned and Biden confronting him, Xi, about helping Russia. So what is balloon? How was it oriented to the Memphis law enforcement? The Four of Wands. The police department they have success with and an agreement with. The Nine of Cups, the challenge, is transnational crime. The Enterprise. The Eight of Pentacles. Doing their deed. This Nine of Cups. This is more undercover. It's not so much a challenge, but this is a contact group that they can do contact to carry out regular routine infractions that horrify us and make it to the news. What does the secret of the balloon have to do then with that Scorpion task force, okay? That special unit. That balloon, the Six Wands mob, the transnational mob. I have to go back because they were Our government was expecting this balloon. It was launched around the 28th, or maybe even a week prior. They were expecting it because this horrific thing, this horrific activity, like I outlined before this, is that they expect balloons when really, really bad things happen. You know, like COVID. I'm wondering if there was a balloon that happened, you know, with, oh my gosh, what is his name? What is his name? I can't remember. His name escapes me, from May 2020, that was killed by the police. With their knee on their neck. Why can't I remember his name? Anyway, so this Scorpion Task Force unit, this is kind of uncovered. They're more related to the transnational mob. The Three of Cups, their conspiracy in working with them, a cooperating law enforcement group, a specialized task force, and it says, here you go. Do this for me, activating. Why Attorney General Merrick Garland was this Scorpion unit disbanded so quickly as it relates to this balloon? The Nine of Pentacles, undercover mercenaries. There's a data trail, and with the people involved with that, I mean, that group either cost them $13 million. I can't even imagine that would cost $13 billion. But all the money that went to these special tactical units get a ton of money. It was disbanded because the Six of Cups, because of things they have done in the past. They have an established relationship in the past. A six, it's the second level of doing something for another nation and bringing it out more. It's like the Ace 2-3 is, here's the plan, I'm going to tell someone. The 4-5-6 is carrying out that plan out in the open. Why it was disbanded, the Seven of Pentacles, because these are the units. There's tons of data. This is a habitual pattern. They've done this in the past. And Mr. Nichols, what does that balloon have to do with data transfer, being released, and surveilling the area? The Much card. There was discussion probably to target someone. Yes, the Hermit card. We're going to surveil and find someone. The Nine of Pentacles. That's probably an easy target that will get people up in arms. So we can see like a lot of activity going on. They're going to get a lot. He's a person that would bring in a lot of data. How do you have data? All this data on him. Because it's going to be a security problem because of the mess it's going to create. This is Attorney General Merrick Garland, what his secret was about that balloon and them expecting a balloon to come because of what happened earlier in the month, creating all this drama on the ground across the U.S. Now, Don Julio, does this make sense? Sure, long plan, yes. I know, Marjorie, every arrest they made in the past is going to come to light. Yeah, they're screwed. Okay, so Don Julio, about the balloon, this is what he said the secret was about the balloon. The Nine of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, timing, the part of fortune, Wheel of Fortune. Well, that balloon is a disguise for the Seven of Cups. The Five of Cups, Chinese influence, getting someone to act out here, make a mess, and then call it something else, like a Scorpion Tactical Force Unit. The Knight of Cups. The secret about that balloon is how they're able to be supportive. This is from Russia, China. To get them to do stuff on the ground. Here, I'll do this for you. So, the Memphis Police Department, related to that balloon. There you go, the Eight of Cups, again, setting stuff up. Here, we have the Much card. I'm going to tell you to do this. This is the judgment that I have. This is your special mission. This is what you need to carry out. Oh, look at that. And do it. And look at this carol cards on the bottom. this is the Carol card is my card for one nation talking to another nation. What about the Emperor? The Nine of Wands. This is to affect our national security. Ugh. This is why Marsha Blackburn keeps coming to my mind's eye, because of the Six of Cups. They've got her from the past with this, you guys. She knows. She freaking knows. So whenever she's talking about security, she's talking about this. They're all talking a different language when it comes to law enforcement. They're talking about this stuff. We're talking about the normal, responsible stuff. Ugh. Oh, there goes my throat. Strawberry, read Strongman. You know what? I got that book. I'm listening to it on audio. It was a little too intense for me audio-wise. I should get back to that. Okay, so Don Julio, what's the secret about the balloon as it relates to, you know, data collection and sharing on the ground? Well, this is the Scorpion Task Force Unit. The Queen of Swords. That's the police chief, that lady. Ugh. The Ten of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles. She is the go-to. Remember, Ace 2-3 is the setup of a plan? Well, if China wants direct contact at the top to get something done, it's the Ten of Pentacles. So Don Julio's like, yeah, this is because she's a direct line. And why was this disbanded so quickly? Because this is a big old mess and they want it all to go underground. They don't want anyone to pay attention to this. Ugh, because of all the evidence. And Don Julio, why was Tyree targeted? Because he was an easy target. They had a lot on him. This would be so easy to carry out. It would provoke the change that they wanted. Instill fear, induce permanent change, maybe kill him. Oh, the word was to kill him. Kill him. Where was that Chariot card over here? Didn't I have a Chariot card over here? I don't even remember where it was. Anyway, so this is my long-winded way of explaining this balloon to you. And as it relates to all the events in January, and that is why I think the Biden administration, after this happened with Mr. Nichols, it happened on the 7th, he passed on the 10th, I think that's why the pace picked up on so many angles to get things. Haven't you noticed they've been working at the following week is when we found out about Bitslotto. Yeah, I think it was like that Monday or Tuesday right afterwards we found out about Bitslotto. 2 days later, I can't even remember. That's when the pace picked up. Oh, he passed on a Friday. That Monday is when they busted the mobster in Italy. On Tuesday is when Tuesday or Wednesday the Bitslotto news came out. On Wagner was designated a transnational criminal organization by Friday, and Saturday McGonigal was arrested. This is, I think the Tyree thing kicked off so much of this whole month. Does that make sense, you guys? There was a November 2020 case. Oh, attack qualified immunity. Brilliant stuff. Thank you, Paisley. So, I'm so glad I got that off my chest. Now I finished this lunation. Now it's the full moon. But the fact that all of this week, my last live summarized all that stuff with Bitslotto, the Hive, Wagner, McGonigal, Prince, and the GOP, and how they're all sucked into it. And they were expecting this balloon. Whew. So this full moon, you know what's going to happen? I mean, it's going to be a crazy full moon. But it has peaked now. Talk about peak. This full moon, the energy peaks. We finally get some relief, and we're going to feel like we're on the downside. This is a big reveal. POTUS is represented by Leo, the leader of a nation. And as we peak with this full moon, we hit our 1-year return of our Pluto return, our first birthday. And so hold on, because it's a new script, kind of like a new world again, because we've had our first year birthday, and it's going to be brand new. And then in March, Saturn and Pluto, Saturn in Pisces, Pluto in Aquarius. April, I think March, April, Mars goes into Cancer. Hold on. Everything is in flux. Remember I said at the beginning, your only job is to mind you and your comfort with you. Forget everybody else out there. This is nuts and insane. It's you and you, taking care of you and your heart and your back and your stress and everything, because we've had enough wrinkles, you guys. So I am going to end it here. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. Thank you so much, moderators. You guys are amazing all the time. I can't wait to read this chat because you guys are so funny. Thank you so much for your generous donations. I really appreciate them. It's good to see you guys. Hang in there. We got this, okay? Had a good evening. Dr. Nancy, I feel Aquarius and Pluto. I know. This is going to be something else, because when Pluto hits Aquarius, you know what that does? It activates the Great Conjunction from December 21st, 2020, which promised a new dynasty for 200 years. That dynasty is empowered AF in spades, okay? Marjorie, check the community pages for articles and news posts to share for our community page. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Strawberry. Thank you, Holly. Holly had some good asteroids. I'm sorry I have not been able to read up on those lately. Oops. Thank you, Emp, Paisley. Thank you, Leela and Carrie. Yes, everyone go Sage. Go Sage right now. Okay. Have a good evening. Thank you, Jan Jan. We'll see you later. Bye.